Wind Lord McUglyface? I can't make that joke twice, but they all look the same to me. I don't know what to say. Anyway, we're here. We got Wind Lord Mel'jarak, fourth boss and Heart of Fear, great boss from a healing perspective. Talking about it right now. This is one of my favorite healing fights this tier, and I'm going to explain to you why. Very versatile. Everybody can do something really cool on this fight. We might as well get right into it. Two distinct phases, hopefully, as you know by now. I'm not talking about strategy, but some strategy elements do need to be taken into consideration for the healing. So I'm going to give what our guild did, what we would recommend, and then you could apply it to your own. First of all, I've put down the blue marker. Okay, this is where we would recommend the boss is tanked in the first phase. Okay, the blue right there. And then you'd split up your group basically all around him. So, just in here and all the way around the entrance and then all the way around to the other side. I typically stand right here. Okay, it's kind of irrelevant, but one way or the other, there's a few things that need to be discussed. From a healing perspective, there's just going to be a lot of ads on your screen. Okay, tank is probably getting hit pretty hard. That's on you. Heal them when you feel like you need to. In terms of specific mechanics you need to discuss. Some really cool things happening here. Okay, two things from the Amber Trappers. Amber Prism and Corrosive Resin. Talk about the Prism first. Okay, it's a very simple mechanic. Just somebody needs to click it. And if you can't, then don't. You get a debuff, so don't worry about that. But cool thing, okay? You can ice block, bop, bubble. These things get you out of it. Obviously, not really, not a lot of mage healers out there, but bubble and bop will do it. So definitely clemency, definitely double bop here, okay? If you're a paladin, you could bop somebody out of it. This happens all the fucking time. Like, I'm stuck. Hello, I'm in tomb. I'm blocked. I am blocked. XN in the back. XN, you know what I mean? So just bop them. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. And then you could bubble your own off if needed. Now, here's another cool little idea here. We got the Corrosive Resin. This thing it's kind of a trivial mechanic in my opinion, but it's going to fill the room up. You got to drop it. Every time you move, it drops. Well, if you're a paladin healer, a discipline priest, even a druid, anybody who could do a massive amount of reduction to themselves, you can just drop all 5 of them on top of each other just by strafing back and forth. So what I'll do is I'll DP myself. Priests could, throw some bubbles on themselves. Druids could bark skin or whatever. Just do it and just drop a few right on top of each other. It doesn't do any damage, especially in the very beginning. And then that saves the room a lot of hassle. Obviously, you'll want to make sure your health is good beforehand and there's nothing else coming up. But that's that. Move on to the next ads. Where are they at here? Let's see. We got the Mending and the Quickening. Not really anything you have to worry about. Mending is interrupted, so that's on the casters or the melee. Quickening is one thing I did want to talk about, as if you're a Discipline Priest, you'll have to mass the spell likely. Okay, that's once again on the Discipline Priest and the raid's utility function really, but I assume priests are going to need to mass the spell this. So keep that in mind. And then the Blade Master is the most predictable and the easiest one to deal with. He's going to do a massive damage to one person. He's going to pick the person, and then you have like 3 seconds to react to it. So if I were you, I would put a Hand of Sack on them. Discipline Priest, you can throw some bubbles on them. Maybe a Spirit Shell if you think they need it. Druids can throw, pre-hots and Iron Bark on them. Anything like that. Everybody has something like that now, so you can use it. But it's not going to do much damage as long as you have at least one of the ads CC'd. But if all 3 are up for some reason, then they'll definitely need a cooldown. So those are just min-maxy ways you could get through this first ad bit. Now, obviously, the boss is also going to be doing damage. Okay, he's going to be doing the Whirling Blade and the Rain of Blades at the same time. Obviously not at the same time, but they will be happening. Okay, so you'll see people getting hit by the blades. Can't really do much about that. They have to move, heal them up. Now, Rain of Blades, this is the one that you got to pay attention to. This happens the entire fight. Okay, definitely keep the timer on your screen. Okay, I recommend, if you don't have DBM timers, go get them, because this is one of those fights where you absolutely need them, especially in the last phase. It's going to happen, and it's just going to be massive AoE. Depending on how your group's doing it, you can heal whoever you want, but I would pop some 3-minute CDs. Throw it on the hammer if you're a pally. Bubble. You're going to need to rotate cooldowns. It's going to have to happen. Not very early, but in the end it will. Okay, so Discipline Priest going to have to throw it on the bubble and Spirit Shell if possible. Totems, double totems from Shaman is balls mode. It's crazy. If in the end you put down Spirit Link and Healing Tide, that's it. The healers don't even have to heal that one. It's crazy. But that's kind of the first phase. We'll get into the second phase. I'm just going to take a brief commercial interruption here by the Ace logo. This video brought to you by... Anyway, no, the second phase is really, really crazy. Okay, this is the one that you got to pay attention to. This is the healing phase of the night. Let's put it that way. You want to really be on top of your game for this one. In terms of actual healing, it's going to be a bit different than you're used to. Let's talk about it. So what I recommend, what our guild did, what most guilds do, is have everyone kind of stack on one group in ranged. Okay, the melee is going to be on blue. I recommend tanking the boss in the dead center of the room. And the wind bombs cause this controversy. So you're going to want to stack them and then move. Stack them, move, stack them, move. You know, drop it, move, drop it, move. And that's going to happen probably 4 or 5 times. And all that time, a whirling blade is going to happen, you know, in between. So very often you'll get wind bomb, move, wind bomb, move, wind bomb, move, whirling blade, run, 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 run. Okay, stop. Wind bomb, move. Okay, that's going to happen. So this is what you have to deal with as a healer. This isn't just general raid strategy. This is a very important part of it. Now, why this is an important part is because you very rarely can get off more than one cast. Okay, so if you have a lot of cast-dependent like healers, you're going to be in trouble. I made sure we had 2 druids in this for that reason alone. And I'll explain to you the best way to maximize your healing going into this phase for every spec. So as I said, there's going to be a lot of movement, and you really only have time for one cast. So what I like to do is I'll build up as a paladin. I'll throw a Holy Shock. I'll get a Holy Radiance out. This is right. Okay, so here we go. Wind Bombs out. Move. This does damage if you weren't aware. I should explain that. It does damage no matter what. It hits people, but if they hit it, it's death. It's game over. It does some damage otherwise, though. So we've just moved from a Wind Bomb. I'm going to Holy Shock. I'm going to hit him with a Holy Radiance, and then I'm going to... my buttons are all messed up. I'm going to light him up, and then move again. Okay, so hit him up with a Holy Radiance, give him a Holy Shock, and then light him up with a Light of Dawn on the move. Okay, and do this every time. Holy Shock, Holy Radiance, move with Light of Dawn. Holy Shock's back up, Holy Radiance, Light of Dawn on the move. Every single time, and you will crush the healing charts. I guarantee it. Then there's going to be the Rain of Blades. This is where you throw down the hammer. I recommend throwing it into melee if you're close. I'm not sure why it's not working, but yeah, throwing it down in melee is definitely the way to go. And, you know, just stay at range, heal yourself, pop DP if you have to, pop a Hellstone if you have to, but keep yourself up. Keep the melee are going to be getting hit hard. Okay, no joke. In terms of other classes, Resto Druids have the best of this. They can pretty much wild growth and spread rejuves always. They never have to stop. I would recommend a Trank at one point. You guys work on the rotation. That's for Rain of Blades. Definitely Tranks, definitely Tides, stuff like that happening every once in a while. Every time you need it, basically. It's on you, your raid, how you need it, how you feel. But for Druids, recommend just Wild Growth, Rejuve, the whole run. Same with Monks. Spinning Crane Kick, get that glyph so you could do it. You never have to stop as long as you have the mana. Just keep moving with Spinning Crane, easy mode. Keep renewing Miss Bouncing, uplift when you can. If you have Chi Wave, I'd use it. Whatever, any Chi Burst, anything like that, whatever you want to use. Priests, good luck. I would go Holy maybe. I don't know. Discipline seems like the way to go for this, but you can't get a lot of casts off. It's probably going to be the same way. You know, Prayer of Healing, move. Keep Prayer of Mending, bouncing. Prayer of Healing, move. Maybe Bubbles, move. Stuff like that. Whatever you have to do. The bubble itself, the big AoE bubble, that's got to go on the melee or the healer if you can group up when the Rain of Blade comes out. But Spirit Shell is going to be tough to use here. Our Discipline Priest recognized this very quickly because the Wind Bomb does damage, right? So you can't like stack Spirit Shells beforehand because they're going to get used up by the Wind Bomb that happens directly before it. So This is hard to maximize, but if you do it right, you might be able to. Other than that, if you're holy, I would just, fucking circle healing like crazy and keep palm moving and renews and stuff going out. And then Shaman. Shaman are left, and they are left for a reason. They are the worst. They're terrible at this, really. They really are. I feel bad because Garelon and this Shaman just get their ass kicked, but chain heal. I guess that's all you got. Use chain heal. Healing Rain's not going to do anything. Literally nothing. Throw it on the melee if you want to, because it's not... Until Whirling Blades or Rain of Blades, whatever the fuck it's called, it's not going to do anything. Spirit Tide. Spirit Link. Healing Tide. Mana Tide when needed. You know what I mean? These two totems, Healing Tide and Spirit Link, are... Oh my god, they're so good. That's the only reason we kept a Shaman in the raid, to be honest with you, because those two can save. Like, if something goes wrong, those two can single-handedly save it. So use that when your guild wants you to, when your healing core wants you to. Otherwise, you're fucked. Spirit Walker's Grace if you can. Not going to really help, though, to be honest with you. Chain heal, that's all you got, man. It really is. So I feel bad for Shamans. But that's it. Pretty cool fight. You'll eventually get, you'll rotate around the room so far. You'll be back here. Just keep that in mind. Spend your mana wisely. It's going to be a long phase. Gotta rebind this shit. But that's that. If you have any questions, let me know. It's a cool fight. I like healing this one. This is one of my favorite healing 25-man fights. Not in Looking for Raid, though. It's retarded. But in normal, it's really cool. So, see you later.